Are you ready for another exclusive right here on the Pro Channel, folks? Well, we have it for you. It turns out that Disney has destroyed yet another opportunity to sell dollies and make kids happy. The colossal loss of finances here on the new Ariel race-swapped Mermaid show for Disney Junior. So big, so incredible that it boggles the mind. Wait until we show you how popular Bluey is compared to Ariel, and we'll dismiss of the risky strategy to blame racists. Hello folks, welcome back to the channel that is changing hearts and minds simply by telling the truth, deftly going where other channels dare not, and simply because we know how to handle what is hot and what is not. Today we're going to be swinging on over to ebony.com. Folks, as we do, consider clicking the like button and throw your thumbs up to the fact that we'll cover these sorts of things because they are indeed difficult. Before we dive into today's topic, I just want to say that when we are talking about this, we are not talking about the need for Disney to whitewash their content. That would be a terrible thing indeed. We're definitely not telling Disney in any way or any other company that they should have a majority of characters look a particular way. Nay, we say, we are all about having as many different people represented as possible. We also simply believe that Disney has been doing what they are doing in the most lazy way possible, and that is to take their most popular characters and then swap them with race and gender in order to meet their quotas without spending the time to create new and fascinating characters, or even to use the characters that are already of different races, which they have at their disposal. If you'd like an example of this, consider Storm, who is an amazing superhero that Disney seems to have no use of at the moment. Why? Well, who knows, but they're busy swapping every other character they possibly can. And we've seen what happens when Disney decides not to do that. Take a look at Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, a huge success. Take a look at Inside Out 2, which not only stayed away from wokeness, but also was true to the characters and did not mind that their main character was pale and not apparently stale. You're welcome, Riley. But it's also true that when Disney uses characters who are of different races other than white or Caucasian or European or whatever you want to call them, when Disney does so, fans equally respond in a positive manner if those characters are true to the source material. We're talking about you, Blade. It turns out that on the opening night for Deadpool and Wolverine, when Wesley Snipes walked onto the screen, sorry for the spoilers, well, that was the biggest scream that the audience let out in my showing. It turns out that people of all races, really at this point in history, just might like each other if you leave them alone and let them do their thing. And not only do they like each other, but they also like to see each other represented on the big screen. That is a lovely thing because were this half a century or more ago, I couldn't say that. But today, I hope that I can. And folks, that's why we need to can this poor representation of Disney characters being lazily swapped, again, just to meet their DEI quotas. From Ebony, this is an article by Delana Dixon, apologies on that, Delana Dixon. Disney Junior's Ariel is black too. My gosh, get the hat out of the way. Disney Junior's Ariel is black too, and we don't mind at all. Back in 2022, when Disney released its trailer for the live-action remake of The Little Mermaid with singer Halle Bailey, so I'm on a roll. In the lead role, internet trollers nearly lost their minds. To date, the YouTube trailer post has nearly 3 million dislikes, peppered with tactless posts from irate commenters. Now, ladies and gentlemen, The Little Mermaid was a flop at the box office, and it should not be. In fact, Ariel is one of the most popular Disney princesses there is. Well, what if I told you that this preschool show for Ariel is also a flop? And what if I told you that it has nothing to do with people being racist, but rather it has to do with race swapping characters that already have well-defined iconography? And what if I told you that there are other characters who are simply waiting there to be used, but Disney won't do that because, well, that would take effort? Here's the evidence. Here's the proof. Take a look at this. This is out of Google Trends. It's showing the interest over time in terms of Google searches for Disney preschool shows. And this is about to get even better. Hang tight. Ariel is in blue. Super Kitties, which most of you probably have never heard of, is in red. Now, if you have preschoolers, perhaps you have heard of Super Kitties. But take a look. Ariel has essentially set down at 0, except for a very small peak where 56% of searches in this comparison would have gone to Ariel. Meanwhile, there's never been a time that Super Kitties, again, most of you have never heard of that, ever came close. and Ariel dropped back down to absolutely nothing. Now, if you'd like to see this put into even more dramatic display, I'll do that in just a moment. First, I want to say, clearly, Ariel is failing. This version is failing. And again, it's not because of the skin color, it's because of changing the iconography of the character. No one wants to watch Ursula turn from a villain into a friendly aunt who speaks in a way that evokes people of a particular demographic. That's not the way they want this villain to be played, nor do they want Ariel to be this way, nor her father. But they do enjoy when they see characters represented who have always been of that race, or of that ethnicity, or of that background. People, I don't think in this point in time, want to be mean. They also don't want you to demean these characters. Quickly, let me say. Part of the iconography that makes The Little Mermaid originally so popular is that Ariel was designed to literally be a flame in water. She is passion in the water seeking to escape. Her hair is red because it juxtaposes not only red against blue, but also because red evokes the idea of passion and of fire, and it's part of the lyrics of her song. Ariel was designed from top to bottom to represent a particular idea. These people who do these race swaps, not only do they not understand the characters, but they also don't understand the iconographies. I personally would love to see preschool shows on Disney Junior that have all kinds of kiddos from all kinds of backgrounds. It's not only that I love it, I think it's important. But that doesn't mean that you need to be so lazy as to take your well-positioned and well-known characters and swap them just so you can say, look what I did, with almost no effort. What's the outcome of that? Take a look at this. Let's compare Bluey now. Ariel, Super Kitties, and Bluey. And here's how bad it is. Because Super Kitties was already trouncing Ariel nonstop. Folks, no matter where you look, Ariel, in comparison to Bluey, basically registers 0. Let me say it again. Ariel, the new Disney Junior show, which, by the way, has been on the splash page of Disney Plus multiple times, registers at 0. Now, we told people that this was a bad idea. And not only did we tell people this is a bad idea, we said that it would also engender racial hostilities because it would indicate that, well, this version of The Little Mermaid isn't as popular as the other version. And you know what? That's exactly what is happening. And it makes people feel badly. But it doesn't have to do with the reason that many people ascribe for this being the problem that it is. And we knew that. We knew that the psychologically easy answer is to say, well, people are racist, therefore. When in reality, people are brand loyal. And that's a deeper issue. And because when you take genius iconography and swap it over lazily with postmodernists who don't understand success and are on an ideological bent to change everything, well, you can see how that's a much harder description of what's going on, but it's also the reality. But again, Bluey registers so much bigger than Ariel that Ariel sits at 0. Super Kitties, which was trouncing Ariel, sits at 1 in comparison to Bluey. I will say that there are times when Ariel does manage to register at less than 1 or 1% of what Bluey is doing. So to put this in comparison, for the month of, or from June 30th through July 6th, not that long ago, and let's do it even more recent. Let's go here. For the most recent week that we are currently in, August 11th to the 17th, and that for some of you, you're in the 17th right now. That's why that's showing. So not all of the time zones right now have hit the 17th yet at the time of this recording. But Bluey is more than 40 times as popular as Ariel. Ariel is getting all the support it can from Disney Plus, and Bluey is more than 40 times as popular. So let's talk about what the result of this is. Well, here's the result. Take a look at this X from Park Mind, at a Park Mind. It says you could theoretically run into all of these Little Mermaid characters on your trip. If I was a kid, I would be so confused. There's normal, traditional, light-skinned Ariel. And remember, the despicable thing about all of this is that you swap out the iconography for race because answering this problem with race is the lowest resolution way of thinking, but it's also the most convenient for those who want to message and get clicks based on outrage. Then you have this Ariel, who was in the movie that, again, flopped terribly, lost Disney probably $100 million last year. We're really not supposed to talk about that. And again, if we do talk about it, we have to talk about it in the context of racism instead of, well, actually, people think of Ariel as having bright red hair and having these, certain qualities to her, and you swapped much of that. And so then you didn't have the brand loyalty that you would have had otherwise. Now, you have plenty of great characters. Where's Tiana? Why does Tiana not have a live action? If you wanted to do this, that there would be no issue, and that would have likely made $1.3 billion, and they wouldn't have had to have had a terrible failure of a 2023. By the way, we know that's the case because we've watched what's happened this year when they just stay away from woke topics, divisive ideologies, putting propaganda into children's content, and stay true to their source material. Inside Out 2 is not a great film. It's fine. It's also the biggest box office return ever for an animated film. Now, that's partially because of inflation, because it makes it easy to break records when the cost of tickets have skyrocketed. But at the same time, if you put out an average film from Disney, but you just stay true to what you do, you'll make a ton of money and you won't feel so blue. And then they can also meet this Ariel. Again, another completely different Ariel. This is the preschool Ariel, which is out there in their theme parks, but Bluey isn't, and Bluey is more than 40 times as popular as this character. And why is Bluey not there in the theme parks? Well, because apparently there's a theme park in Pennsylvania that has the rights to Bluey, because Disney, in all of their wisdom, passed on Bluey theme park rights a while ago and lost out on the chance because they thought that this would be the way to be. Now, again, Disney could simply create brand new and exciting or pre-existing characters of all different varieties of ethnicities, but Disney doesn't choose to do that. They choose to stoke division. They choose to create racial tension. This is the propaganda of modern Disney. And the result of that, once again, folks, the result is absolute, abject, objective failure. The Disney Junior show Ariel, just like the live-action movie, is a failure, a total, colossal failure. And that is what Disney seems to be really good at lately, except for the exceptions. Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, and maybe X-Men 97, where they were true to the source material, and it doesn't have anything to do with race. It has everything to do with trying to erase the symbolism, the iconography of their most famous characters. Disney do better. Create and bring in the characters of different ethnicities that people love. You have tons of them. All right, folks, that is the video for today. We're trying to bring logic and empathy to a topic that otherwise could be very harsh to hear. Folks, whatever your skin color is, whatever your background is, whatever your age, your sex, your gender, whatever you might be, whatever categories you apply, remember, you are divinely worthy of attention, love, and care, and we hope that there are people around you caring for you. More importantly, though, we hope that you are caring for others. Be kind and good to everyone you possibly can be. It's a good sign that you are on the right track. All right, folks, you can help us be on the right track by clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, we'll see you real soon. 3 more videos a day, every single day. Thrice is nice right here on the Pro Channel. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Well, you see, I wanted to get some inside scoops on Disney and their, different corporations, if you know what I mean. So I figured, by looking into this fistbowl and sucking it randomly with my own energy that I paid for, you paid for, I could do the whole experience where you can be a master and spy on your targets.
You're an idiot. If you want to get the inside scoop on Disney, or even other media organizations, you should check out thatparkplace.com and subscribe to WDW Pro's YouTube channel. That'd be way easier, more accurate, and, less dumb.
Are you saying I won't get accurate information this way?
No, you can't.
Who'd think?